What up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Different Views podcast. We got a young guest on today. We got my boy Antwan Sam. Go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
What's good, y'all? I'm Antwan. I'm an athlete. I'm Antwan Sam. I'm an athlete. I go to Ridge Point High School from Sienna Texas, and I've been out here in over the Sienna area for about like 4 or 5 years.
So just dive in a little bit of background. Just tell us like anything about you that you want us to know about how you grew up and what got you to being in Sienna right now.
In A-Leaf, I grew up in this neighborhood called Kirkwood in the Bissonnette area, and I live with my mom and dad, of course, and my two sisters and my older brother. The area was like it wasn't a positive area at all. You had drug dealers and stuff like that, and I had like some friends that were idiots. I used to hang around some idiots. With I'm not even gonna say his name, but he used to steal bikes and stuff like that. And my parents didn't really want me around that, so they ended up moving me out here. And ever since I moved out here, it's been like everything's been more positive and more. I've had a lot more opportunities because I feel like if I would have stayed out there, I probably would have ended up in the same boat with old dude, because a lot of them dudes that I knew and I was cool with ended up going to jail and stuff like that.
They were your age?
Yeah,
They already in jail?
yeah, like juvie, but end up going. It's gonna
Yeah, I
end up.
know.
Yeah.
I know what that. That's crazy. What when did you end up moving over here?
I moved here I think it was either my 7th or 8th grade year.
7th or 8th grade.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I think that's like how you said, like how you're seeing your homeboys like going to jail so early and just experiencing going down the wrong path. Like, and that's one thing I experienced too. And I remember my uncle told me, like you're gonna have friends that go down so many different paths. So you gotta, you have to, fix that. You have to create that path for yourself of if you're gonna go the right way or wrong way. So that's kind of good. And you probably were upset, like, dang, my parents is moving me out here. But that was a blessing in disguise to be able to move you out here, because just imagine like where you would have been now. Like, and it's not even just saying shit, you could have went down that, not even just saying that you would have went to juvie or jail or anything like that, but just you probably wouldn't have been as productive, being there. So like that's a blessing that you had that opportunity to be able to move, because some cats, again, like them, they didn't have the opportunity. So that's good that you had that opportunity to do that.
For y'all to understand that he's a junior in high school right now, and to understand the way that he has the awareness to know that it was a good opportunity to move here is just different, because a lot of kids don't understand that. Like he said, some kids even will still hold on to that grudge and be mad that they moved or whatever, end up being bad when they move. You know what I'm saying? Some kids end up getting in a better situation and acting out because they wanted to stay there. They moved away from all their friends and shit. So that's a good thing. So let's talk about where you are mentally as far as you as a man, well, as a young man. And then we'll get into like football and stuff. But I just want to know like where you are mentally right now, just in life.
So right now it's like I have like little stuff going on, like with family and stuff. But as like days go by, I tend to like pick up on things. Like if say if um like if one of y'all tell me stuff, I'll start to like pick up on it and start to realize like how can I say it? I start to pick up like on what other people do. Like if y'all tell like if somebody tells me something and they just say like look how a person like see how a person moves, like see how they act around you, and then like stuff like that, I'll start to know. I start to pick up and see like, okay, this person might not be the best type of person to hang around, and that's the biggest thing right now. It's just separating those people um, who's really not like the good fit to my life and stuff like that. But mentally, it's like my life it's been a roller coaster, but I feel like that's good for me. So in the future, I can still like I'll be able to live at a steady level.
So as far as like mentally, you said you will pick up on stuff like and pick up on people how they act around you and stuff. So like, are you picking up on just negative? Are you picking up on positive? Like what's some like be more specific? What are you picking up on? Like give some examples. You don't gotta give people names or nothing like, but just give examples. Like we want to know.
I pick up on positive and negative,
Mm-hmm.
cause like it's like people at my school, they'll like they'll do like little weird things or little positive things that'll let me know, okay, I can't, like, I might not be able to tell you something, or I might not be able to do something around you without it being like you telling everybody. I might not be able to tell you something, like if I need to confide in you, or I need to like tell you like something that's going on at home. I can't tell you that because you like running your mouth or stuff like that. Or if I do tell you something, you might judge me about that. So I try to look at little tendencies like that. But I also do have a lot of homies, or I do have two homies that I trust right now that I talk to a lot about a couple things. Like I might tell them about like little things and stuff like that. But I know I can trust them, and trust them to not go back and just spread the word to everybody and stuff like that.
For like when you like how he asks you how's your mental, do you feel like you do the start, like do you understand what mental is, like when somebody asks you like how's your mental health, or how are you taking care of your mental, do you understand that?
As far as mental health, I feel like it has to do a lot with emotions.
So and then I asked you to say, like, do you feel like mentally, like you're good? Like, do you feel like mentally, like you can say it, like you feel good? And I'm not even saying like you don't even have to go into detail of how you're feeling of your emotions or anything like that. But do you feel like mentally, like you feel like you're happy and like positive with certain things like just within your life?
Yeah, it's certain things that do end up making me feel like I'm like good in life, but it's certain things it's like, okay, I it's like it can drain you, type stuff like that. Like it's draining. Like that's like I might have a good day, and then I go somewhere or something like that, and then something pops up and just drains it. It's like, bruh, that just killed my whole mood, or killed my whole day just off that just little small thing.
But like mentally, I think what he's asking is like mentally overall, like do you think you're good? Because it's like everybody's gonna have days where they feel like shit. Everybody's gonna have moments. Everybody's gonna have days where they feel really happy, whatever. But it's like, are you mentally aware and mentally strong or mentally good
Oh yeah. Oh,
overall to where it's like I'm gonna get through it? Like I'm gonna be good the next day, or like after this is over, like I'm good. Like I know I can get through it, whatever. Or are you just like in a spot where you don't know if you're mentally good, or are you just not mentally good?
right now I feel like I'm mentally good. I feel like at one point I wasn't,
Mm-hmm.
because it was like some days I would go, I'll I'll like go work out or something, and it's like I'll start to doubt myself and think like, dang, is this really for me? Or it's like if I go to school and I'm just getting like if I got like, cause at one point I was getting bad grades in school. And I thought like, dang, am I just not smart? But now it's just at this point in time, I know mentally I'm strong and I can do better.
Are you confident? Like
Yeah,
and
very
all that
confident.
shit. That's good.
So do you feel like because I remember like and I asked you that question like just like your mental health, because like in high school I didn't fully understand the word mental health, like the social well being of yourself, the psychological point of it, and all the different points of mental health. Do you feel like one that you feel like you can have somebody to talk to? And I asked you that question because like I remember when I was in high school, not even just mental health, just just being a young man and trying to figure out life. I didn't have like that one specific person to really talk to. Do you feel like you have that person that you can like go to and just trust and know like that they got good intentions for you?
Yeah, I actually got a couple people like besides my like some of my homies, outside of my mom, my brother. Those are two people I confide to a lot. Cause like some days my mom like this was like 2 years ago. Like I used to be like real like angry and sad. I don't know why. I just used to be real angry and sad. Sometimes my mom or my brother would find me and just pick me up and just ask me what's wrong. And I don't know. I used to be really mad at just everything around me at the time. for stuff that was going on,
How,
and I
how
knew,
old
and I
were
could,
you?
but I knew I could trust them too.
How old
What
were
I
you?
say?
No, I was gonna ask how
I
old
was
was
like,
you like when he was doing like that.
that actually it started at like 10 and ended around like 14.
So do you feel like now you're able to control like your emotions, like with your anger and like and how you act now, or do you feel like do you ever feel yourself like about to get angry and catch you? Do you catch yourself before you get like that, or you just don't get like that no more at all?
It's really I don't get like that anymore because of my. It's really because my brother. I watched like as those years went, I watched how my brother did things, and my brother's type is the type you could do him like you can do him so wrong, but he'll still have your back at the end of the day. He'll still have your back, and I just looked at that. I'm like, dang. Like I just seen people how some people did him wrong. Like, dang, this dude still got your back. He don't get mad. He really calm, and that's just like, dang, he a real mellow and cool dude. And I just took up after him a lot.
Oh, that's good. You were able to see him just being able to have like emotional control and like management. So that's kind of good. You probably don't even realize that's kind of what that is, but that's good that you were able to kind of see and be able to control his emotions, even in like, negative situations or um, circumstances that, he didn't want. So that was kind of good that you were able to kind of see that a positive perspective on emotional management.
Let's transition in football because obviously, I mean, for people who don't know, but obviously I know because I train you, but you want to make a life for football. So let's get into football aspect. When did you start playing football?
I started playing football. I actually hated football at first. I did not want to play
Mm-hmm.
football, bro.
Yeah,
I played basketball until I was like in the sixth grade, and then
mm-hmm.
going into my seventh grade year, I said, I was still an A leaf at the time.
You was
And
trash at basketball, so you was like, I'm gonna play football.
nah, that's not even what happened. Just when I was cold at basketball, I ain't that good at basketball no more. Like I still got moves, but I ain't as good. I was going. It was my
You
seventh
ain't
grade
about to
year,
just say that shit. Hold up. So, but I still got moves.
You ass, bruh.
and
They like B nigga.
Well, go ahead.
I was going into my seventh grade year, and I just said, um, they had made on announcements at school. Oh, y'all, whoever wants to sign up for basketball, come to the gym. And I was just thinking, I was like, dang, I I could probably just sign up for football, and because I didn't have nothing to do at the time, and I was low key lazy, and I just wanted to get out of that laziness. So I ended up signing up for football, and I ended up loving it. And ever since then, it's just been a kickoff. Like I've been on football my whole
And you
life.
said you was immigrant?
Would you play in seventh grade? You said seventh grade, right?
Yeah,
Would you play in seventh grade?
I played outside linebacker, middle linebacker. I was not back, bro.
Was you eating?
Yeah, I was eating. I ended up catching a pick on the
Be
last
lying.
game with a on me. I got a pick on the last game of the season with a broken finger.
You went to Baines or Thornton?
Nah, I went to Hollow.
Who?
Hollow, it's an A-Leaf. It's not even out here.
I thought you said you moved here in seventh grade.
Nah, it was eighth grade. Now I think about it, it was eighth grade.
You moved here in eighth grade?
Yeah,
Yeah, don't even.
I went
All
to Hollow
right.
seventh grade and I came here eighth grade.
Where'd you go in eighth grade?
I went to Thornton.
Thornton? Would you
Yeah,
play at Thornton in eighth grade?
I played
Position?
I played football and I didn't play basketball.
I said what position in football?
Oh, I played running back.
You was nice?
Yeah, I had
No,
during
you
the scrimmage I
wasn't.
had like 8 touchdowns.
Did y'all have two teams or y'all had one team
We had
at
to.
Thornton? What team was you on?
I was on B. Of course, I was gonna be on B. They literally said the people that was on A last year come over here.
uh,
Oh, I
It
thought
was
the
like,
the
nigga tried
people
to
that
say
was on
people
A
that you
last year.
oh,
Oh,
God.
like the same team from seventh grade
yeah,
to
and I was
go
new to
eighth grade.
it, so it was like,
New to the school.
I
And then last year, or not last year, what? Dang, you're a junior now. That's crazy. Things getting old. Freshman year, you played what?
didn't even really get to play. I had a broken finger that year.
I thought that was last year.
No, that was my freshman year.
Dang. So what happened sophomore year?
I was on
You was
JV myself.
playing. But I'm saying you was playing what position?
I was playing strong safety. Then they moved me to corner,
Okay.
and I played running back that year too.
So as far as like football, 'cause you said you didn't like it, now you love it. Like, what do you want out of football?
As
Like,
far
what's your
as like,
goals?
I understand everybody say they want to make it to the league, but I want to do something like bigger than make it to the league. I want to be the type of person that like sets records in the league. And as far as like football, I want to make this something that could possibly feed my family
Yeah.
in the future. But with saying that, I also want to make it into a family, like build relationships with other people, and being able to find that group, like a group of people that I can that a new group of people that I can confide in and do stuff like that, instead of just being alone and just doing everything by myself.
You say you want to find that in the league,
No, I'll
or
let
you
yeah
say you
that
want to?
and like
You
yeah
say
that
you want
and
to find
possibly
that like after being successful,
like yeah
like
within being
becoming successful,
successful, like yeah, going to
like
college
making
and
it
stuff
to the
like that.
league, you know that, like
Yeah,
having a group of like a circle of successful people as well.
yeah.
That makes sense. So, what is your why? Like, why do you play football, or what keeps you going? Like, what when you don't feel like working out, or when you like want to make it? Is it money? Is it because you want to take care of family? Is your mom? Is it a specific person? Is there one thing that you just think about? It's like, man, I got to do this so I can make my mom proud. I got to do this so I can take care of my mom. I got to do this so I can take care of my family. Or like, what is your why?
Sometimes, like at first, it was to take care of my family, but then it started turning into like I used to think like if I was having a hard like a day where it's like it's hard, and I'm like I don't want to get finished. I used to think if nobody does this, who will?
Mm-hmm.
So I used to think like, okay, nobody else gonna get up and work on that day, so I might as well do it. Nobody gonna lift as much lift the weight on that type of day, or if it's raining, nobody gonna go out there and run. Nobody gonna go out there and do stuff like that. Nobody gonna work hard. So we're gonna do it. I might as well go ahead and do it.
So, what would you
Same.
classify that as your why?
Um, just want to be great, bro. For real. Just want to be great. I had like a not a disag not an argument, but like a disagreement because
With
like I
who?
guess it was one of my homeboys. And as far as like he used to, I actually stopped talking to him because he stopped playing football and stuff like that, and he really wasn't doing nothing with his life. Like he wasn't trying to find a job. He wasn't trying to like do nothing. Like I was asking like, what you want to do in the future? He's like, man, I don't know. And I was like, bro, it's too much stuff in this world for you to do for you not knowing what you want to do in the future, bro. And he's like, and he was just like, man, I'm gonna find something. I'm gonna find something. I'm like, bro, you started. And he was old, like a little bit older dude. He was like 18. I'm like, bro, like for me and the people I'm around, I feel like a lot of like some of the people I hang around, they already know like what they want to do, even if it's not football. Some people I hang around already know what they're gonna do, and I feel like at the time he was just like, I don't, I don't, I don't know, and I tried helping him and asking him like, try to help him and get him on the stuff, and he was like, nah, bro, I don't want to do something. I'm just gonna chill. And I'm like, bro, that's not gonna get you nowhere. And I used to ask him like, bro, do you like is it okay for you to be that average person? And he was like, what you mean average? And I was like, be the average person. Like live. I'm not trying to bash. I'm not gonna bash nobody because I don't know what your situation is, but just not wanting to have more. So do you just like the average lifestyle for a lot of people? It's just like it might not be the best. So do you just want to be that average person? Because a lot of
Say,
people. And he was just like, bro, he just giving me blatant answers like, man, I don't know. That ain't even right.
is it like to where it was like he was getting salty at you, or like
Yeah.
because you were asking him the questions, or like that's what was happening?
Yeah, he was low key like getting like kind of mad and stuff, and I'm like, I'm not trying to like bash you or nothing, but I'm just saying, bro, it's like one way or another, the world is gonna keep going. Like time is gonna keep going and keep going and keep going, and you cannot just sit here and do nothing.
Right.
I think with that,
Yeah.
like, sometimes like when it come to homeboys who, because I remember in high school I had homeboys, like that weren't doing nothing. And I could see potential out of them, and I would just try to get on them, like, bro, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. But I think sometimes you just kind of gotta go about what you're doing and just show them, just kind of motivate them by your actions. And I think if they don't follow it, like you don't, it's. I know me personally, like I didn't cut them off or feel no type of way because it was just like my perspective and what I want for myself is different than theirs. They might not want nothing for themselves, or they might not. Their expectation or their results that they want isn't the same as mine. So I had to realize, like, I had to realize that. So I had to realize of just, kind of motivating them by my actions. And if they didn't pick up on it, they just didn't pick up on it. And then at a certain point, if I felt like they may have been affecting me in a negative way, as in because they weren't motivating me or they was being lazy, and it was like I didn't need to be around that. It was just okay. I was separated. I still had love for them, but it was just like I had to realize, like, okay, I just got to separate myself away from ones who aren't on the same, mission or want success how I want success. And I'm not saying like be friends with him or nothing like that, but I think sometimes you can love people from a distance, and that could be a situation like that. You could try to motivate him, and if it doesn't work, then you just kind of love him from a distance or have love for him from a distance. So since you're talking about like friends like that and that specific of finding people, that success group now, how you said you want a success group when you hit the league and be around successful people. Do you feel like you have that success group now? Like with the group of friends that you have in high school?
Yeah, I do. I feel like a lot of the dudes in that I'm hanging around, even if it's not making it to the league, they still want to do something. It's still something that they want to get up. They might find something. I know if football never works for either me or my homies, it's still something that's gonna make them get up every morning and want to do something either creative, fun, or just that go pretty much how people say go getters.
Who's
They
the
want to
group?
go get something. Huh?
I'm cutting you off. Who's the group? I want to know.
Who is bro?
Who's the group?
No
Wait,
edit,
what
no
you mean?
names.
Like who is
Who's the group? Name the people.
Julian, Dylan. Let me see.
Don't try to think of the
Dom.
ones that's
Dom. I can say he even though he might not like pursuing football, he's still like he'll go and get something. Oh, my homie Darren, my homie Marcus, Bryson will. I feel like Bryson will lead on to that. Like
Lean on the what?
like he'll be able to find something.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Bryson, he's a scholar for sure. He's
Exactly.
definitely, he
Him.
ain't got no choice anyway, so it don't matter.
Exactly.
I just want to know who your group was.
And my homie Jacory, and my other homie Jacory, and Jalen.
So that was what, like
So is this
8
like your
people, 9
circle though?
people?
Like are these like your homies like that you really kicking with? Or are these just associates? And not saying that they are, like are these associates or are these your homies?
These my homies.
The people you talk to every day,
Pretty much.
damn near.
Cause like associates is just like niggas you just cool with.
It's crazy because like the homies is none of them are doing the shit that he's doing when it comes to football. But like he said, that his group is it's not even just about football. And like, but that's cool. Remember, like everybody has their own path, their own thing. But like none of them are like training or working the way he does when it comes to football. So all of them play football? Everybody you just named? It's crazy, right? And I know a couple of them say they want to go to the league and do this and do that. But I mean, maybe you'll have another route. But I just wanted to know that.
What's some like habits, like good habits that you have that helps you be successful? Like, and for example, if it's like, you eating healthy or you working out, like what are some healthy habits that you have? If it's like you reading or working on schoolwork outside of school, like what are the healthy habits that you have?
One healthy habit I have that I picked up, well, not even picked up, it's just like,
No, that you just have now.
oh, that I have now is like
Just name like
Not
all the habits you're doing right now that are helping you like achieve your goals.
like one habit I have now is just not sitting around. I cannot like whenever I'm at home, I have to like be doing something that furthers me in what like anything I'm doing. Like if like because I want to start my own clothing line or clothing brand and stuff like that. I'll like sketch something out for that. Or if I'm dealing with football, I'll go outside and I might go run or I might go lift or I might do rehab for that.
Give an
That's
example.
one of them. Just not being able to sit.
He said, "Run, live."
Keep going though.
But yeah, doing that and starting to eat healthier because I'm like right now it's like I don't feel how I once did. Like some days, like I used to eat really bad, but now I'm starting to watch what I eat because I used to drink a lot of soda. Like I used to like go through like liters of soda by myself. But now I'm starting to pick. That was like
Terrible.
That's
when I was like 3 years ago, bro. But I've been able to like now I haven't like I don't drink soda at all. Like the most I'll drink is like Powerade and Gatorade and stuff like that, which is like electrolytes. But mainly it's just water. Bro.
Gatorade ain't
damn bottle.
ain't it either.
Yeah.
Powerade shit ain't it either. But it's crazy because like when I hear you say that, I be thinking like, man, y'all like people y'all age just been drinking all this juice and soda. Bryson loves drinking just shit that's not good for him. All y'all be drinking shit that's not good for y'all. But I was the same damn way. But the only difference is like the expectation is higher for y'all because y'all have access and knowledge to all the shit that y'all need. Like we wasn't told about like electrolytes. I didn't know what a fucking electrolyte was until I got to college. So
Hey,
it's like shit like that. Like I'm thinking about it, like man, I was the same way when I wouldn't be fucking thinking about drinking a gallon of water when I was fucking 15, 16,
Stretching
17
at
years
night,
old. Like
recovery,
you know what
all
I'm
that
saying?
shit. Nigga, I
Like
was going home and being on the game.
so like I know I'd be on your ass and all y'all, but like just to know like I always find a balance. I be telling y'all what y'all be doing good. Like that's good to just have that, even though you're not, because it's hard right now. Y'all still young. You're not gonna be perfect. You're not gonna drink a gallon of water every single day, 365 days a year. Like it's not gonna happen like that. But just to know that you're doing it as much as you can consistently and trying to stay disciplined, like is more than what I've done. So that's good. Like I'm proud of y'all for doing that shit.
And that puts y'all ahead so much. And I know y'all probably hear that. You hear that shit all the time, but like it does, like, and it puts you ahead of not even just like of your own, but that puts you ahead when it comes to wanting to go to college, of separating yourself from other athletes. Like, because you got it's millions of athletes, and there's a million high school football players, but those are the things that's going to separate y'all of hydrating, stretching, and you might think those are little, and yeah, it might be those are little small wins, but that shit adds up. Like you see how many kids be
For
cramping
sure.
on the field, bro, and when you get to college, like
Man,
you cramp on the field at practice, somebody else go in, nigga, your spot might be gone. Like, and I didn't
right.
seen that, like, being able to coach. I didn't seen that, like, bro, like, it'll be a nigga sit out a play, like, oh, I'm hurt. And I didn't see he might
Man,
not even get his position took, but his reps got cut. Like,
right.
and them reps get cut. And when they come to fall camp, reps count. Like, that shit counts. So, like,
Every rep.
doing those little things and always preparing yourself now, treating yourself now like for the next level. So when you get to the next level, those are going to be things like, because like if you can get into a routine now and follow a routine and be somewhat consistent with a routine, when you get to college and get on a routine, it won't be as hard. It's still gonna be difficult because it's something new, of course, and it's a higher level. But you're gonna be used to waking up. You're gonna be used to stretching. You're gonna be used to working out. You're gonna be used to going to school. You're gonna be used to the requirements that you need to be an athlete. So it's not gonna be as hard mentally. It might be hard physically, but
Right.
mentally you already kind of got it programmed in your head. So that's
Yeah.
good that you're on the right
And that's
track
the
now. I think.
program.
What'd you say?
I was just about to say that's the program like that I'm laying out. Like shit, you too, but like that's the program we try to teach these kids, like to just understand, like to be ready now for the next level up wherever you go. Like whether it's college, whether it's going to get a job, whether it's anything, like prepare
Life.
now so you don't have to get ready for that shit later. Like you'll already be prepared for it. Like he said, physically, it's still gonna be hard. You still gonna have it, but mentally, it's gonna be like you already ready to get through that hardship or whatever struggle or whatever tough thing you got to get through. Like you're gonna be ready for it. It's harder to go into something that's physically hard and not be prepared mentally for it. Like then you feel like you lost or you can't do it or whatever. Like you have doubts. It's like if you going in and you already prepared mentally, no matter how hard it is physically, you might be able to get through it easier, or you know you gonna get through it because you are prepared mentally. So just having that preparation, that's why I be trying to tell y'all, like, film and fucking, like you said, hydrating, recovery, eating, like doing all that shit at fucking 17. Like that's when they teach you. That's when they taught me, like in college, how to do that shit. It's like you're gonna be going in there, and that'll help you get on the field like faster. Like you go in there, and you, like I said, when y'all talking about stuff like 21 personnel, it's like talking about formations and like seeing what you see in offensive routes and all that shit. Like talking about hydration and like showing a fucking, if you get recruited to college and you go in there and show your PT or your trainer or your strength coach like hip mobility workouts and shit that you already know and shit, like that shit'll make them know like you're really serious about what you want to do and like that you focus, and that's just gonna tell him like, oh, I need to be trying to work with him or get him right or get him on the field. You know what I'm saying? So having that preparation now is key, bro.
And just getting on track and staying consistent. But I think just listen to the things that people are trying to tell you, and it no matter what it is. And again, like he said, because these same morals, principles, rules, or whatever habits that you have now and you're working on now is going to carry on in life. Like I don't play sports, but everything that I do, like you see, like when I'm working out or if I'm writing or whatever I might be doing, it all helps me within life. And I'm not an athlete. I don't play sports no more, but these same habits that I had in high school helped me. Like in high school, we had a schedule, like, and it was clocked by hour, and like I didn't realize it, but that helped me now as I got older and I'm in my years of being a man, that these same things that I had in high school, these same little habits, little things and morals and rules I was being taught then helped me carry on in life. So, and shit,
Yeah,
like been saying the past couple of weeks, if you can get the cheat code, take the cheat code. That should make life more peaceful. So take advantage of your opportunities.
definitely. So what I know I had it, you do the little goal thing, but just for the sake for everybody to hear, like what's your goals for next season, and then what's some schools that you want to go to?
My goal for next season is um leading the state in what's it called? Leading the state in return yards, and
Kick
returning
return or punt
touchdowns.
return, or just
Huh?
all for kick return or punt return or both?
Both.
Mm.
And then having like at least 4 picks and in the season with at least 30 tackles.
30 solo.
Yeah. And
So
then
what's some schools?
some schools I've been looking at recently because I'm staying in Texas. I've been looking at U of H, Texas State, UNT, and TCU, and what was the last one?
TCU's trash.
All right, bro. Uh,
That nigga's
Why just
boring.
Texas schools?
Sam Houston, staying close to home
Why you stay close to home?
because my mom. I still want to be able to take care of her in some type of way.
You can't take care of her when you go somewhere else. You know NIL exists.
Yeah, but I still want
You
to be close to my people, like my brother,
can't
my
move your
mom.
mom out.
Huh?
You can move your mom wherever you go.
Nah, she's not moving. I ain't gonna fake it. She's staying in Texas. She said she already told me she's staying in Texas. So I was like,
You don't think your mom would move to somewhere if you got a NIL deal and a college degree somewhere?
I really don't know because that's what
She
she said.
would, nigga.
Man.
Don't limit yourself, bro. You
And
got
on
there's
that,
so many more opportunities out here. What you say?
no, I was just gonna say, and like on that note, because how you was just saying like how you don't want to move because of you want to be close to your mom. I think that was for me myself, like from leaving Ohio, that was the thing that I questioned. I didn't want to leave like my little cousins. They're 5 and 9. I didn't want to leave like my mom and my aunt, but I just realized in order to better myself, I needed to be out here and be in a different perspective, be able to elevate and grow. So I had to realize in order for me to be, if I want to help better them or help their lives and better their lives, I had to better myself. And so I might have to separate for a little bit in order to do that. And, shit, that's why it's FaceTime and it's calls and shit. I ain't seen them in 5 months, 6 months or something like that. And this is the longest I've ever been away from them because like them four, it's like we all tight. But I realized like in order for me, if I want to better their life, I have to better myself. So I had to kind of separate myself for a little bit in order to do so. And I think moving out of your city or just moving and getting that fresh start, putting yourself in that uncomfortable situation, but you're also seeing like more. And like when you move out of your city, like bro, I lived in Minnesota. That was the first time I moved, and it opened my eyes to so much, like to new life and just seeing a different perspective of life. So it kind of turned me up. So don't be afraid to move, and it's gonna be uncomfortable, but don't be afraid to move. And not saying you have to, like in high school, in college, but like say once you graduate, don't be afraid to move, bro. Like move and venture off and explore life. And like Houston, Tech, this should always be here. So experience life in different places and then come back. But don't let nobody like that. Don't let a situation like that hold you back. So if you really want to better their
Yeah,
lives, you got to better yourself first in order to better theirs.
right. You can't take care of nobody if you can't take care of yourself first. Like, how you gonna be the best son or best brother or best boyfriend, husband, whatever,
And
best
you ain't
homie?
fully happy.
Like, if you ain't fully, if you ain't fully happy or fully found yourself, so you got to make sure you take care of yourself before you start pouring into other people.
So getting into, it's your off season now, like y'all season is done. What's the goal? Have you written down goals for the off season? And I asked that because I just kind of, my guys back home, I was just kind of went over them and I was telling them like, what's 3 weaknesses that you notice within the season, football wise, and what's 3 strengths? And also, what are things that you struggle with personally? So have you started writing down the goals and the plan like for that? And even if you're not writing it down, just kind of just having it in your head, like have you kind of thought through of the plan? And if not, that's okay. But have you thought of that?
Um, as far as that, I haven't wrote it down, but I know it's like it's stuff that I've been thinking from even the start of the season. I've thought about getting, well, first of all, get my weight up, getting stronger, and getting faster. Those are the top 3 I need to do now. And then it comes into perfecting my craft and looking to being able to lead and lead by example. And like I said a minute ago, being a leader that everybody needs and not that everybody wants.
So what was 3 weaknesses that you noticed within yourself, football wise, and like just personally that you realized that you needed to correct and work on?
I feel like procrastination was one of them. Sometimes I can't lie, I be procrastinating, doubting myself, and just wanting more from myself. Just wanting to go harder. I feel like that's something I've actually gotten better at.
So
But it
you feel
was
like
one
at a
of the,
time you weren't
yeah, it was at the time I wasn't pushing myself as hard as I am now.
this season? You're talking about this season, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He asked what was 3 weaknesses on the like field that you had,
Oh,
if
three
there
weeks.
is three. No, he was saying he asked you for 3 that you answered, but then he said also 3 like as
On
far
the
as
field.
when it comes to football on the field. If you have 3.
Oh yeah, I have more to do. On the field, it's just not beating myself up after a play. That was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
That um that's because I play like safety and stuff like that. Just knowing my job, like I like just like understanding my job and trusting people around me to do their job. Because it got to a point where I would sometimes miss up on plays because I couldn't. Like, I just thought in the back of my head, I cannot trust this dude.
You trying to make up for him and then not do your job.
Yeah.
Since what was 3 strengths that you had?
Being coachable, going hard, and being able to do everything at like even if I mess up, I'm giving a lot of effort, going doing everything at 100%
That
speed.
was your second one. You said going hard.
Oh, I didn't mean. Well, yeah,
So you
going
did a
hard
third.
and studying, just being able to like go back and look at what I've done wrong and being able to correct it, or going back and looking at film to see okay what like little tendencies does that receiver or that DB mate does, so I can catch them off guard.
How much film did you watch? Did you watch
Um,
film at every game? Wait, did y'all didn't record every game, huh?
yeah, we did.
Y'all record every game? Did you watch
Yeah,
every game?
I watched. I didn't watch like the full.
Did you watch every game, bro?
Like you
Every
talking
play
about?
that you were in
Oh yeah, yeah.
of every game, you watched all the plays that you were in.
No, no, not every, but
Yeah.
not every.
What about the
Told you.
lie?
You could tell that nigga he lied. I said that yesterday.
Right, because he'll be aggressive when he know he's right or
Yeah,
when
he
he know
like,
he ain't
I didn't
lying.
watch that shit. Like, damn, calm
When he go all calm, like I did, yeah,
down.
yeah. Like, nah, you ain't do
Yeah,
that,
but
bro.
think about it too much.
But you should be watching every single play of you, at least. You don't gotta watch every play of the game because that shit takes forever. But every play of you should be watching, even if it's like the ball didn't come my way. Like you should be watching to see like if I stepped this way, if I stepped wrong, if I was blocked or got off the block or did I run to the ball, whatever. Like you should be watching that, bro. Every single play of you, definitely. And you got time because y'all got hella days off of school and hella time to do shit during school, so you got time to watch it. So definitely watch that shit more. Um, as far as like the games that y'all had for other people, y'all didn't have every game like that, right? I
What you
remember they were
mean?
saying they didn't record every
Yeah,
game
yeah,
that y'all like scout the other team.
yeah.
So like, what's some things that you looked at when you were studying another team, if you were able to?
So like, if I was to go play offense, and if I play receiver or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
even if, like I mainly played like safety, but even if I did play receiver, I would like because when I'm setting up for me personally, since I already played DB and I know how a DB would think.
Mm-hmm.
I look at how the DB moves, or I look at his feet, or I look at what little things he does right off the line. So
Mm-hmm.
like, say if I take a hard step to the right, he jumps hard. I know, okay, I can get him, and if I fake out left, I can just get him. I can just break him off and go right, because I know he's gonna jump that way really fast.
Right. So what about defense? When you're on defense, what are you looking for in the offense?
Defense, I look at cadences, and I look at what like the receiver. Like, so say if I noticed this against what school, what team was it? I think it was Westlake. The
Mm-hmm.
receiver, he would always like he wouldn't like if it's a inside breaking route like a dig or in, he would
Mm-hmm.
never change up his route and go outside. Even if he could, he would always run that route inside. So I would bite on those routes, and it would give me PBUs and stuff like that.
Like you stem inside,
Yeah,
stem inside, and then run an inside route every time,
yeah,
telegraphing the route.
and also special teams, because playoffs we had watched special teams, and what what Tompkins did was they
Mm-hmm.
would kick it, and what they would do was instead of just going on right like the rest of the team just going block, they would literally make a wall, and the kick returner would run around the wall and end up sometimes all the teams scoring. So
Mm-hmm.
just being able to stay home on the backside just to be ready for that guy to come back around and make the.
So, do you talk with your friend? Have you and your friends talked about the ones who play football? Have y'all talked about like goals yet? Like for the off season, like, hey, let's get this going this off season. Let's get that going. Like, have y'all spoke about like things like that or not yet?
We haven't went into depth really about it, but we talked about just being more of a. Because I feel like with our team, we could be an amazing team. It's just I feel like people let up too much, even in practice. Like people don't want to go as hard. Like coaches may like a lot of coaches say, "Oh, you like." It was a while back. A coach got mad at. I was watching like this little like video, and a coach got mad because the player was going too hard. And that did I just think about that. I'm like, you're getting mad because another player is going hard on your so called best player, and he's whooping him, and you're mad about that. That's like I find that crazy. But as far as that, it's like just going down and looking and sitting down and talking. We need to talk about discipline, work ethic, and stuff like that.
So y'all
So why
haven't
haven't
really
y'all?
talked about y'all goals.
So do y'all talk about y'all's own personal problems though? Like I see how like y'all say a lot about like coach didn't do this or coach didn't do that or this player didn't do that, this player didn't do that. Do y'all point out y'all's flaws though? Like as a group, like do you feel
Yeah,
like y'all like
that's what we.
at practice I ain't do this or damn I'm part of the problem? Like do y'all have are people like admitting and taking responsibility for their actions of the not success like on the team? For your homeboys,
As
not the whole team, just like your
think
group,
think
not the
about
team.
that. Think about that deeply.
as a group, we how can I say it? We find like flaws within each other, but sometimes we don't really think about what we did as much.
So y'all
I
don't take
agree
that's what, okay. So y'all, and that's okay
for
because
sure.
y'all probably don't
What about the
realize that y'all
team?
need to do that.
What about the
Yeah, like
team?
you said, what about team? It's the same thing. Team, it's like we could like we'll find like ways like sometimes we'll find good things, but in the me perspective, we don't we don't look at that as much.
So basically, it's a lot of like, and not dissing y'all and nothing like that. So basically, it's like a lot of pointing fingers, but nobody's taking responsibility for the actions that's happening on the field. But everybody's pointing
Right.
fingers when it's bad, but
Right.
everybody taking credit when
So
it's
let me
good.
ask you a question about the coaches. Do the coaches do the same shit? Like when somebody do something bad or fuck up, they point it out quick. But when they make a bad call or if they put you in the wrong position or whatever, do they ever blame themselves or say anything about themselves?
The coaches they'll like say after a game if they did something wrong, they'll go back and look at it like, okay, yeah, that was a bad call, that's my fault.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as
All the coaches do that? Like it's a common thing, and it's like all the time, or is it just
yeah,
like
pretty much.
during the
Honestly, yes
game
or
too?
no?
No, it's
I was
not
about
during
to
the game.
say
It's after the game. It's not
it's
during
always after the game, so they never take a chance to do it during the game.
the game. Yeah.
And
So
damn, now that
basically,
you
it don't
said
mean
that,
nothing.
I think back in high school, like our D coordinator. Now I think about it, he be like, I fucked up. I made the wrong call. But I never really
Mm-hmm.
paid attention to that. But like, bro used to do that shit. Like he'd take responsibility for his actions, but then he'd still chew us the fuck out for that shit. But I never realized that,
Yeah,
and that just shows like good leadership.
right.
But,
Yeah, he did in the
and that's
game.
why. Yeah, like I remember when he on the sideline because we used to have like the iPads and TV and shit. Watch the
Yeah,
film, like fuck, I made the wrong call,
yeah. So that's
and I
dope
never
if you
realized
do
that
it in the
until you just
moment.
said that. But yeah,
Cause then it's like
but
after
then
the
we
game. I mean, I understand after the game. Yeah, you can say
should
that,
just be sounding
but
good.
it's just like yeah, but it's like, is it going into the next game? Let me ask you that. Like, is it going into the next game where it's just like the same shit? So it like really don't mean nothing, or is it like I made a bad call and I'm gonna fix it and then it gets fixed, or is it like the same shit every game?
I feel like it's somewhat gets fixed.
Yeah,
It's like little things like little it's like a lot of the times they'll put us in the right places. It's just people do not want to make that play. They just don't want to make it.
they don't want to make it, or they just don't make it.
They just
I don't
don't want
think don't want to or don't make it. I don't
don't
think
want.
nobody goes out there just to not want to make plays. Like
Yeah,
that doesn't make
okay,
sense.
I'm gonna put it like that. They don't want it bad enough.
They don't make the play. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
It
don't think
was.
nobody would just go out there and just be like, I'm gonna mess up on
Man,
purpose.
I'm about to fuck this shit up for these niggas.
I'm about to throw the game. Like,
you
nah. So as far as like the problem, and I ain't trying to throw you under the bus or nothing, but like you think the problem with the team is the players or the coaches, or is it a whole thing?
It's a whole thing, bro. Players don't wanna work as hard as they can.
Mm-hmm.
And then as far as the coaches, they're too light.
But do y'all have like a leadership council? You
We
know what
have a
that is?
what?
Like basically it's a group of leaders, like, and even if they're not captains, but just like do y'all have like a group of like leaders, like a leadership council?
Not for real.
That is
Hell
like,
nah.
and I say that like, because now that I think about all the little stuff that was installed and part of the culture, like I never realized how
Mm-hmm.
important that shit was. Like we had, so like at Master, like we had captains, and not to go back talking about that shit, but just to show like we had captains, and then we had like a
Yeah.
leadership council, and the leadership council was just other niggas who could have been leaders. They just weren't picked as a captain
Right.
specifically,
You
but
didn't
they
need
were
to be a
still leaders.
captain to be a leader.
That
Yeah,
is
bro.
great. Like I never realized of the little stuff that does help. So,
That's what I'm
and
saying,
not trying to
man.
like
Like,
downplay or nothing like that. I just was
nah,
just thinking
we
like, damn.
was y'all weak and we wasn't. It's like, nah. Nah, I be supporting at the games, but it's just, man, like I see it. I be watching the practices. I be watching the games. I didn't train y'all. I didn't train players that quit. I didn't train players that still here. I didn't watch people train with other people. Watch how they work. It's just like y'all gotta establish a culture, man. Like the coaches
That
gotta
shit is
establish
dog.
another culture or a new culture. But if they ain't gonna do it, the players, y'all gotta do it. Like I say it all the time, bro. Like y'all gotta take responsibility for y'all first, like he said. Like y'all gotta find out what y'all can do better and what y'all doing wrong, and make sure that people know like you're working on yourself first. But then also like just holding people accountable and holding people to the culture and the expectations that y'all have for y'all team. Like obviously you have your own expectations for yourself and how you play, but set some expectations for the team. Like make shit uncomfortable. Address shit. Like I be telling y'all all the time, y'all don't address shit directly. Y'all always say, yeah, we said something to him, or yeah, we talked about this, or yeah, we did this. And it's like y'all ain't really addressing that shit. Y'all not making shit uncomfortable for people. Y'all just too, you saying the coach is being too light. Y'all be being too light on each other too. Like there's no way, like some of the shit y'all was telling me, like that I would let that shit fly if my teammates was saying or doing that shit. Like I don't give a fuck who it is. I don't care if it's the best player. I don't care if it's the quarterback. I don't care if it's the captain. Like I don't care about none of that. Like if it's hurting the team, then it's gonna get addressed and it's gonna be like fixed. Like it can't be sugar coated. None of that. Like it's gonna be times where you butt heads with a couple teammates or a coach or whatever. But it's like if it's for the right reason and it's to make the team better, that's the ultimate goal, right? It's football. It's not tennis. It's not boxing. It's not fucking a solo sport. Like this is a team thing. So if it needs to be undressed and be uncomfortable to get the point across to fix something to make the team better, then that's what needs to happen. Because if not, it's just gonna linger, and then it gets to the point where it's like shit just keeps happening, and then you start to blame people, and then you start to complain and all that shit, and then it just goes downhill. And it's just like, and then at the end of the day, it just depends on what y'all want. So it's like you could have a goal, and then another dude could have another goal, and then another dude could have another goal. But then what's the team goal? You know what I'm saying? Like obviously you got your own personal goals, but you have to set goals for the team. Like, did y'all write anything for goals for the team? Like as a team, coaches, nothing.
That is crazy.
That's wild. Like we want to have a
Like,
championship.
bruh,
Like we want to do this. We want to have this many tackles on. So we had team goals, and then we had defensive goals, and then we had offensive goals. Like
yeah,
wrote
we
all
had
that shit
position,
down.
like
Like wrote it
position
on the
group goals,
board. You know what I'm
all of that.
saying? Like that's crazy, bro. So it's like
And
that's coaching too.
yeah, and with us saying this is like little stuff that you feel me that you can add within your group. Because that was one thing too, like going into like my senior year, we had the little knuckleheads, the young ones. So it was like, damn, it's only one person speaks. It's like, this nigga he just being annoying. Two people speak, it's like, okay. Now when you got 3, 4, 5 as a pack coming, it's like, Like, and at first it might be like, it might be you just going by yourself, and it be like, man, I ain't worried about him. It could be like a nigga might think, oh, I'll whoop his ass. But if it's like 5, 6, 7, he ain't about to whoop everybody's ass. So like he gonna either listen or like he gonna get his ass kicked. So like, bro, and that's kind of that was kind of the approach like we had like with a lot of like young dudes or ones who wouldn't listen, and not trying to be on no bully or Debo shit. It was just like, bro, this is our senior year. Like, nigga, we can't afford to be lacking because like we have the expectation for the team, so we got to set it. This is our last year. This ain't y'all senior year. And with me saying that too, bro, you only have a guaranteed 10 games left of high school football, not counting the playoffs. So like this shit matters now, bro. Like you can't sit now and not putting all the pressure, not trying to like put all the pressure on you, but start working now. Like you can start creating. It's just you and Jew, and then you and somebody else, and then now it's 3 of y'all, it's 4 of y'all, and y'all got time going into spring ball, but y'all have to set the tone now. Don't just be like, if we have another conversation with you in a couple weeks, you should be telling us how me and Jew working on something, or we got a group chat form and we kind of working, or we be at the field once a week. Start that shit now, so then when y'all get to spring ball, it's like, shit, we didn't got a group, like we addicted to this work and shit, like this shit, like we addicted to it, like not everybody like that. And even if the coaches, and not dissing y'all's coaches, nothing to y'all's coaches, if the coaches don't get on board, like of trying to set the tone, y'all already got the tone set. So it's like, even if they don't even own that, you already got the tone set for the team.
Y'all control the team.
Don't bullshit and wait, bro, because life is flying by. Like that shit flying by, and you don't want to be a nigga, man, I wish I would have, or man, I wish I. Don't do that shit. You're gonna be pissed. And that's one thing about it. Like that's one thing I can say about my high school career. Like, and even I didn't even go far in college, but I left everything on the field. I don't take back nothing. Probably my senior year at least. I don't take back nothing. Because I knew I went hard in the weight room. I was on my film, I was on my eating, I was on everything. And we were like that as a team. So create that now, bro. And it started with just me and my homeboy, and like he was a captain, so we was able to get more people to get on it. But start that now, bro. Start that success group now. And that teaches, that's part of life of network. As you get older and you get away, once you ain't with them no more, you get to college and grown. That's the whole thing of network. You create and you finding those success people to help, and y'all value each other. So get on that now and start working on that now, bro.
Yeah,
and
definitely,
shit, you
bro.
said you want to be a better leader. So shit, the pressure is low key on you. If you want to be a better leader, as a leader, just in life, and just a leader on the team as well.
Right, for sure. But that is crazy because y'all got the group. Y'all got the group. Like,
y'all just the training group.
That's what I'm saying. But they're just, somebody is just not somebody. They're all just scared to be great, bro. Like, and they don't understand what I mean by that. Like, they're just scared to separate, like to be that one person, to just be different, like to change it, to get people to be on board. Like they feel like it's so hard, like somebody is just not gonna listen, or somebody, it's just like all you gotta do is find the one who will. Like, and y'all got the group to do that. Y'all just gotta take over. But it's like y'all already waited. Y'all could have did it last year, but y'all waited till this year. But now this year, there's no excuse. Like you said, like there shouldn't be, and don't wait until the fucking spring ball starts. Like it needs to be now. Like getting people that don't train, like y'all need to be trying to get them to like work, or get your group that's already been working, get them to work more, because obviously they ain't working. Like who was there today?
Just me, Aaron, and John.
Like come on, bro. Like it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off of school, bro. Like, what are we doing? Y'all already starting off bad.
And shit, and that goes back to you as well. Like, even though you showed up today, but as a leader, like you say you want to be, did you text anybody? And yeah, you might think that's not my job, but if you claim you want to be a leader, that is your job. Like, that's your job to be like, and putting that pressure on niggas. Hey, we at the field today.
Putting that pressure.
We at the field today. Like, like that, you have to do that. And if niggas don't like it, oh well. And then at a point, if they just like, oh, bro, stop bugging me with that shit. Next, on to the next. Then, but as a leader, you gotta kind of work with it. And then even as, like I said, to say, and even if, you know, the first couple of times they ain't on it, keep trying for a little bit. But at a certain point, of course, over time, if they still like on some lazy shit, it's like, fuck it. But
man, they already know them niggas is gonna want to do it.
But as a leader, you have to kind of motivate and push people. And it's not always as a leader too, being aggressive, like, man, bring your punk ass on. It's like really just talking to him, like, bro, what's your goals? Like, what you want to do? How you want to? Okay, boom, you want to be great. You want to go to college. Are you working like that? And that kind of will just spark somebody in their head a little bit, like, damn, bro, I'm not really doing what I need to be doing.
Right.
And shit,
you can
like,
make somebody uncomfortable by just talking like that. For real.
Yeah,
putting
that pressure. Like,
shit all the time.
People don't like that uncomfortability, bro. Like, so, and then if you only got like Aaron, and yeah, he a youngin, but shit, be like, fuck it, come on, bro.
Aaron
we
a
about
leader.
To work.
Aaron's
we
leader.
about to work. Like,
he gonna say
and
so.
You can create that with him, and shit. It don't age don't matter, bro. Like that shit don't matter either.
That's what I was trying to tell them. They like, oh, because I was on JV or I was just like, nah, you could be a leader. That nigga Aaron, he moved up to
when
scout.
That man come up next year and start taking spotlight. Look how he put that pressure on. Look how he put the pressure on Jew. He put pressure on like Jew was in the. That's why I was like, oh, he got him tight low key because he put that pressure on him and he made that shit.
He brought that shit up. He brought that shit up while we just working out.
Like, bro, that shit.
I mean, he thinking about that shit. Whether he feel like he fears lost his spot or whatever, it's still in his head. Like that shit happened.
Like just knowing, like,
put that pressure
he got
on
confidence,
his ass.
and I know I'm gonna have to work.
Right, so, and that's gonna make him better though. Like, that's gonna make him step up his shit because he ain't gonna want to lose. I
said just because he's younger. I said just because he said that don't mean you don't help him. You still help him because that's still gonna help you at the end of the day. Like you should want your competition working just as hard. Right. Because I want to know I earned leave a legacy. Spot, bro. Like I want to know I earned what I got.
And then you want to
always
leave a
give a game to anybody, bro.
Hell yeah. Because then once you leave, he still got 2 years left. Like he gonna ball and get his time too. But y'all definitely need to get on y'all shit. But like I said, y'all gotta still make group goals, team goals, and shit like that. Cause then that's how y'all understand what y'all want. If y'all goal is just to make it to the playoffs, then y'all ain't really gonna train or work the way that I'm training y'all to be. Because I'm training for greatness. So it's gotta be my team want to win a championship. Like we want to go all the way. Not saying you gonna do it, not saying it's not gonna fall short or whatever. Shit just happens. Like, but to leave it all out there, like he said, like to put it all out there, to have that goal and know where you want to reach, like that's what you gotta do. And that's the way you gotta prepare and train. Like, so y'all gotta set goals for what y'all want and to see what y'all want, so y'all can train and prepare to get to that point. But if y'all just go in the season not having goals or anything, it's like, what are you really training for? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, everybody gonna be training to go to college, but then that's a whole separate thing. Everybody on their own separate wave when they get on the field. So y'all ain't got no culture. Y'all ain't got no fucking camaraderie for real. How the fuck you win a championship like that? You know what I'm saying? Any thoughts or anything you want to finish with?
As far as like, so it was during practice. We had practice, and one of our receivers ended up getting in a fight with one of our it was one of our DBs, and that was probably one of our most intense practices, bro. The whole season. That's probably one of our most intense practices. Went into where we got in a fight, and our coach was like, I don't feel like people should like teammates should fight, but sometimes that is what's needed. You need to throw in. Somebody needs to be able to do that, just so the intensity around us we just have more intensity. Because at practice, it feels like, bro, there's just no intensity. So when you do that, it's like, all right, I didn't punch you in your mouth. What are you gonna do now? And just being able to do that with your brother, but after that, still be able to dap it up, man. All right, let's go get some food. After we just got in a whole fight on the field, and I feel like that's what almost every team needs.
Yeah, pressure.
So
you need to be able to put that pressure on somebody.
So to go
fighting.
off of that, to go off of that though, it shouldn't take a fight to get an intense practice. That's the difference between a good team. That's the difference between a shitty team, an okay team, a good team, and a great team. We ain't fight every fucking practice to win a championship at Ohio State. Like, when you talk about punching somebody in the mouth, that's just whooping somebody's ass within the game. Like, when you at D line, like you bull rush and you fuck somebody up, you run somebody over at running back, or you smack somebody at DB, or you lock somebody down, you talking shit or whatever. Like it's just an intense practice like that. It don't got to be a fight every time. Yeah, we had fights for sure. We had plenty of fights. Like that shit happens, but it's because the practice was already intense. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't because we needed a fight to get an intense practice. So that's the difference. And just saying, like you said, the most intense practice of the year is because y'all had a fight. It got intense after that. Like y'all culture needs to be set to where practice is, you already know practice is like about to be like basically what we went into practice like thinking like it's gonna be a fight every day because of how hard we was going on the field, not because we just got into a fight. You know what I'm saying? Like we literally like we going hard at practice. We know practice about to be intense every day. So it's like it's probably gonna be a fight or two today. Like that's how it's gotta be. Like it can't just be, oh, practice is shitty the whole year. Oh, now we got to a fight after one play and now practice is intense. Like, nah, it's too late. You know what I'm saying? So, but like going off of that, that's what you gotta build off of. It's like you see that's what made it like that. So it's basically an uncomfortable situation, like he said. I need to make more uncomfortable situations for people because that's what provokes fights, right? That's what provokes arguments. That hires the intensity level. Like it just needs to be more direct communication and transparency. Like everything that's uncomfortable is gonna make you grow. So you gotta try to establish that culture within, like you said, your group first, and then it'll spread into the team, and then the coaches, like they're gonna have to get on board with what the players want. Like they're coaching y'all in the field, so y'all establish the culture if they won't, and then you go from there. Like that's how I just gotta